This is Singing 101. Step number 1, warm up. The most important thing to do is to warm up your voice in any capacity.
Vocal warm-ups are basically anything where the point is to get blood flow and movement into the actual tissues of the voice.
It's a muscle. Treat it like a muscle that you're working out. You have something called chest voice, which feels like it's coming from here. You have something called head voice, which feels like it's coming from here.
So a lot of times when we talk about registers, people do describe them in terms of feelings. Why we tend to experience different registers of the voice kind of manifesting in different areas in our body is because of what's called sympathetic vibrations. Vibrations that are being caused within the vocal tract can actually be felt or experienced in other parts of the body.
A lot of times my vocal coach, Joan Lader,
she has a vocal coach. I'm always talking and fighting with people in the comments. Good singers have vocal coaches. It's super common.
There are ways to mix that so it sounds more like you're tricking the audience into thinking you are belting. Do, re, mi. It's a mix of both.
So I've talked about before how mix is kind of an inherently ambiguous term. You can mix multiple registers, not just head voice and chest voice. But I've tended to find that I have a lot more success teaching people mix by going from chest voice up and just gradually making the chest voice lighter and more efficient until it phases into mix.
Step number 3, style. Sometimes people are singing in as what the internet dubs in cursive, and that's what a lot of pop stars do as well.
So what she's talking about here is really that pop tendency to go less into pressure and resonance and more into a conversational tone.
Then if you were going to do a very operatic sense, a lot of that has to do with the amount that you use your jaw. It also has to do with your tongue placement.
So while vocal health is certainly a component of this, I would argue that the reason that opera singers sing like this with this really particular tongue and jaw position is because they're trying to max out the resonance of their voice in the room. Musical theater singers are oftentimes kind of like a watered down version of this, where they are kind of maxing out their resonance, but not quite going all the way. And then with pop and rock music, the goal is not necessarily to max out resonance. The goal is more so to have texture and relatability in the voice.
Definitely think that there's an element to Creed songs that we call yarling, which like really is like going into the gravel of your voice. I don't recommend doing that.
And coming from a more musical theater and classical background, it can be very scary to sort of dive into these sorts of techniques. But I would argue they're not more inherently dangerous or damaging to your voice than any other technique. It's just a matter of giving them the respect that they deserve when it comes to training them.
Even though I'm not qualified to teach how to sing, I've been doing it for a very long time because it brings a lot of joy to my heart, as I hope it does for you as well.
Personally, I really enjoy hearing how great singers understand and break down their own voices, so I think this is a great video. Anyways, let me know if you have any vocal questions. You can drop them in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.